outbreak. I am now directing medical officers of health that all cases, confirmed cases, are to be managed in a quarantine facility. Now, this is different to how positive cases were managed when we were last at levels 4 and indeed 3, and shows how serious we are about limiting any risk of ongoing transmission, even in self-isolation and including to others in the household.
If someone refuses in our facilities to be tested, they have to keep staying. So they won't be able to leave after 14 days. They have to stay on for another 14 days. So it's a pretty good incentive. You either get your tests done and make sure you're cleared, or we will keep you in a facility longer. So I think most people will look at that and say, I'll take the test. I've got a number of questions about people refuse, what do we do if someone refuses to be tested? Well, they can't now. If someone refuses in our facilities to be tested, they have to keep staying. So they won't be able to leave after 14 days. They have to stay on for another 14 days. So it's a pretty good incentive. You either get your tests done and make sure you're cleared, or we will keep you in a facility longer. So I think most people will look at that and say, I'll take the test.
Yesterday, I asked this government if the people of Ontario should prepare for internment camps. In September, the federal government posted a call for expressions of interest for contractors to supply, provide and manage quarantine isolation camps throughout every province and every territory in Canada. These quarantine isolation camps, however, are not limited to people with COVID, but provide a wide latitude for many people to be detained. Surely this government is aware of the intentions to build these isolation camps from coast to coast. And my question to the Premier is, how many of these camps will be built, and how many people does this government expect to detain?
Question. And it's based on the internment of Japanese Americans. There's a supernatural element to it, but this is a very real issue for you, not just being a Japanese American, but you were interned as a child from the ages 5 to 8, is that right?
I just turned 5 years old. A few weeks after that, my parents got me up very early one morning, dressed us hurriedly, my brother a year younger, and my baby sister, still a baby, an infant, and my father said to my brother and me, wait here in the living room while we do some last-minute packing. So the two of us were just looking out gazing out the front window, and suddenly we saw 2 soldiers marching up our driveway, carrying rifles with shiny bayonets on them. They stomped up the porch and, with their fists, began pounding on the door. The way I remember it, the whole house seemed to tremble. And my father came out and answered the door, and literally at gunpoint, we were ordered out of our house. And so my father gave my brother and me little packages to carry. He hefted 2 heavy suitcases, and we followed him out onto the driveway and waited for our mother to come out. When she came out, she had our baby sister in one arm, a heavy duffel bag in the other, and tears were streaming down her cheeks. It is a picture that's burnt into my memory.
Yannick Weiss is a German student who is living in China. He is now, in fact, under quarantine at an airbase in southwestern Germany. Yannick?
Yeah, I'm feeling very well. I have no problems, and nearly everybody I know here from the German group is also very, very well.
So you're currently at a German military base. What are the facilities like? Do you feel well taken care of?
Now we are here at a military base. This building is separated from the other buildings. We have a fence around our house. So there's no way that a normal soldier or somebody else can join us in our house. But also we are not allowed to leave our house. Of course, we are allowed to go outside, but we are not allowed to pass the fence.
So we, we'll have to prepare for the next one. That, I'd say is will get attention this time.
In this country, alas, as across much of Europe, the virus is spreading even faster than the reasonable worst-case scenario of our scientific advisors. Unless we act, we could see deaths in this country running at several thousand a day, a peak of mortality, alas, bigger than the one we saw in 8 hospitals in the southwest will run out of capacity in just a matter of weeks unless we act. And so now is the time to take action because there is no alternative. And from Thursday until the start of December, you must stay at home. You may only leave home for specific reasons, starting Thursday, the 5th of November. They'll end on Wednesday, the 2nd of December, when we'll seek to ease restrictions, going back into the tiered system on a local and a regional basis, according to the latest data and trends.
We're about to go into a dark winter.
Christmas is going to be different this year, perhaps very different, but it's my sincere hope and belief that by taking tough action now, we can allow families across the country to be together. We should remember that we're not alone in what we're going through. Our friends in Belgium, France, Germany have taken very similar action. And so, as we come together now to fight this second wave, I want to say something about the way ahead, because people will reasonably ask, when will this all end?
We need nothing short of a paradigm shift, one that inspires action at revolutionary levels and pace. We simply cannot waste any more time. The only limit is our willingness to act. And the time to act is now.